Hello, my friends. Today, I want to share with you a story that starts with something very simple: a cup of coffee. But this is not just about coffee. It's about a dream, a vision, and the courage to change how the world experiences one of life's simplest pleasures. This is the story of Starbucks, a small idea that grew into a global movement. Many years ago, in 1971, three friends in Seattle, Jerry Baldwin, Zev Siegel, and Gordon Bowker, opened a small store selling coffee beans and equipment. They named it Starbucks, inspired by a character from the novel Moby Dick. Their goal was simple: to bring high-quality coffee to people who appreciated it. But at that time, coffee was just something people drank at home or at work, not an experience, not a lifestyle. That was about to change. In 1982, a young man named Howard Schultz joined Starbucks as the director of retail operations and marketing. On a business trip to Italy, Schultz noticed something magical: Italian coffee culture. In Italy, coffee wasn't just a drink, it was a ritual, a part of everyday life. People gathered in cafes not only to drink espresso, but to connect, relax, and share stories. Schultz fell in love with that idea. He thought, why not bring this experience to America? When he came back, Schultz shared his vision to turn Starbucks into a cafe where people could sit, enjoy a cup of coffee, and feel a sense of community. But the founders weren't interested. They wanted to stay focused on selling beans, not drinks. Schultz believed in his vision so strongly that he left Starbucks and opened his own cafe, Il Giornale. It was a success. And just 2 years later, he bought Starbucks from the original owners. That was the turning point. Schultz transformed Starbucks into a new kind of company, one that didn't just sell coffee but sold an experience. He created what we now call the third place, a space between home and work where people could feel comfortable, connected, and inspired. The smell of freshly brewed coffee, the soft music, the warm lighting, the sound of people chatting. Everything was designed to create a feeling, and people loved it. Starbucks began to grow, first across the United States and then around the world. But what made Starbucks truly successful wasn't only its coffee or atmosphere, it was its philosophy. From the beginning, Starbucks treated its employees, or partners as they call them, with respect. Schultz offered benefits even to part-time workers, something rare at the time. He believed that if you take care of your people, they will take care of your customers. That philosophy became the heart of Starbucks culture. But success didn't come without challenges. In 2008, during the global financial crisis, Starbucks faced a serious downturn. Hundreds of stores were closed, and profits dropped. Schultz returned as CEO to save the company. His first move wasn't about making money. It was about going back to the core values. He reminded everyone what Starbucks stood for: quality, connection, and human warmth. Slowly, Starbucks recovered and grew stronger than ever. Today, Starbucks has more than 30,000 stores in over 80 countries. But behind every cup of coffee is still the same belief: that a simple moment can bring people together. So, what can we learn from the Starbucks story? First, success starts with a vision. Schultz didn't just want to sell coffee. He wanted to change how people felt. He saw something that didn't exist yet and dared to make it real. Second, success requires courage. Schultz's idea was rejected at first. Most people thought it wouldn't work, but he didn't give up. Sometimes, you have to believe in your vision even when others don't. Third, treat people well. Starbucks became successful not only because of its products, but because of how it treated its employees and customers. Respect, care, and connection are things people never forget. Fourth, never lose sight of your roots. When Starbucks faced crisis, it didn't solve the problem by chasing trends. It went back to its core: the experience, the values, and the love for coffee. The Starbucks story is not just about business. It's about purpose. It teaches us that when you build something with passion and stay true to your values, success naturally follows. So the next time you hold a cup of coffee, remember, behind that aroma, behind that logo, is a story about dreams, determination, and the power of human connection. Because sometimes, changing the world doesn't start with a revolution. It starts with one simple idea, and one person brave enough to believe in it. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so we can keep learning, growing, and sharing more stories together.